What's up, everybody? Welcome to Best Massage Tech, where today I'm taking a look at the Rapid Reboot Genesis. So I have previously done a review of the Rapid Reboot Regen, which is the higher end model of the compression recovery boots that Rapid Reboot has. Today I'll be looking at the Rapid Reboot Genesis, which is their more simplified version. And we'll start by taking a look at what comes with the Genesis out of the box, and then I'll dive into some of the features and specifications of the system. So when you open your Genesis system, you will see a few different things which will depend on which package you've purchased. Whether you've purchased the boots, the arms, or the hips package, or the complete package, which is all three of those in one, you will see a travel case. Now, Rapid Reboot is one of the few companies that actually includes a travel case as part of their packages, so that's a great benefit there. Now, I myself have the complete package, which is the arms, boots, and hips, but for the purpose of this video, I'm only going to focus on the boots because that is their most popular item, their most popular attachment. But the travel case that I got with mine is this duffel bag. If you get just the boots, the arms, or the hips, your duffel bag will be much smaller. It's more the size of a computer bag or a messenger bag. But this duffel bag is really, really nice. You've got a big, huge compartment for your attachments itself. With these two zippers here, you can just open it up and see in that. And then you have another compartment on the side that's designed explicitly just for your system. So it fits perfectly in there. You've got the Rapid Reboot branding on the front and the back of the bag. And then you also have a logo on the end with a small zippered pouch. And then the other end, there is just a handle. It does come with a carry strap, so all my attachments do fit in this. It's really, really nice. So if you get any of the individual packages there, you will get a travel case. If you're buying just the boots, the arms, or the hips, you will not get this travel case, but I will put a picture over the screen here quick just so you can see what travel bag you would get with those packages. The next thing you'll see is this little packet that says Genesis on it. You'll see it says Let's Begin at the top. And then at the bottom, it says microfiber towel. So I'll just pull this out. There's a little small microfiber towel inside of here. It's got their logo on it just for cleaning the system. And then in the other end of this, you have a couple pieces of information. So you've got a quick start guide, just says Genesis on the front. Then you have a quick QR code to download their app. And then you have the owner's manual, and this owner's manual is in full color. So there's a lot of good information about their different attachments and the specs. So if you're interested in any of that information, go ahead and check that out when you open the box. The next thing you'll see, no matter which package you buy, whether you buy boots, arms, or hips, or the complete package, you will have these drawstring pouches that have the actual attachments in them. So this is the boots attachment. Now this is a really nice feature, just having this carrying case in general, just because it makes it easy if you want to just carry the unit and throw the boots over your back quick. Really easy to do that, so nice that they include this. But inside of this is the boots themselves. So I'll go ahead and pull those out here quickly just to show what those look like. And you'll see they are wrapped with this like elastic strap, which is really nice to keep them held together. Now on the outside of the elastic strap, you have a tag that just explains that it is the boots, and then there's a little Ziploc bag that has extra O-rings for extra recovery, and I'll talk in a second what those O-rings are for. So in order to pop that off, it's just got a little Velcro on it, and you'll see the boots are nicely folded up with the hoses inside. So this is what the boots look like themselves. You see you've got the Rapid Reboot branding on one side and the same branding on the other side. There is no indicating feature for which boot is the left boot or the right boot. It doesn't matter. The boots themselves are a really high quality feeling material. There's a big thick zipper that runs down the front of them. So you've got a little Velcro strap here just to help keep that attached together. And then underneath that, you've got a big thick zipper that runs down the whole boot. Now the hoses are attached to these already. So you've got a hose attached to the top of each boot in the thigh area. I mentioned the O-rings earlier. Those go on this portion, which actually plugs into the pump. So there's just a few gaskets here that you can put the O-rings on if they happen to break off for some reason. The hoses themselves have a little gloss text on them. It says train, reboot, repeat on that. And then the last thing with these is that you have this little plastic slider just to help keep the hoses together, kind of like what you might see on a pair of headphones or earbuds, just to help kind of keep those hoses lined up and make it easier to roll them up when you're done. So the boots themselves, again, they don't have an indicator between left or right. You will have the size printed inside of them. But other than that, that is what the boots look like. The next thing that you'll see is the system itself. So this is the system. If you've seen the regen video of mine, it looks very, very similar. The big difference in the exterior of this is that this one's gray. The regen is all black. You see right here, this is where your boots actually plug into. And so when you are ready to plug them in, you just take the one end of the hose and line it up with the shape there, and it just plugs in super easy, and then you're ready to go and get started. There's no other power button or anything on it on the sides. Your only button is going to be this button right here on the interface. So before I go ahead and turn this on, this is a fully battery powered device, so Rapid Reboot recommends fully charging it before you use it. So with that, it does come with a charger. The charger has the Rapid Reboot logo on it. It also has a USB port on one end, so if you wanted to charge a phone or something while you have it plugged in, you can certainly do that. In order to charge it, there's just a small port on the back side of it. You just plug that charging cord into it, and then you're good to go. When it's charging, there will be a green light that cycles around the power button. So with that, I am going to go ahead and switch my camera view. I'm going to go ahead and show how to put the boots on, and then once I have the boots on, I'll turn it on and talk about some of the specifications and features of the pump and the system itself. Now when you are ready to put your boots on, there's really two ways that you can put it on. The first way is to pull them on like a pair of pants essentially, and the second is to fully unzip the boot, put your leg in it, and then zip it back up. And something I forgot to mention earlier is that it does fully unzip if you want it to. And if you find that the circumference of the boot is either too large or too small, there are two zipper options that you can choose from to either make it tighter or looser based on your personal preference. So I personally prefer to put them on like a pair of pants. To me, it's just a little bit easier to do this way. So I just pull them on that way. But if you wanted to zip them, that's just easy as well. You just go like that and you can zip them all the way up. Now these boots are a 4-chambered boot, meaning you've got 4 separate sections. They're going to fill with air throughout your recovery routine. You've got one in the foot, one in the calf, one in the knee, and one in the thigh. Now these chambers don't overlap at all, but the fill process is really smooth and really even. The hose again is attached so that the fill is going to be very even through both of these hoses. And once you've got the boots on and you're ready to go, then you can go ahead and plug your hose in and get your recovery routine started. So as you turn your device on, you will see that it's going to have a little green light that's going to cycle. It's going to open up there with the Rapid Reboot logo, and then it'll open to the last recovery routine that you had. So on the screen here, you'll see a few different things. You've got the time at the top. You've got each of the 4 individual chambers. So you've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 is going to be your foot, 4 is going to be your thigh. Then you have the pressure level. So this comes with 10 different pressure settings that are going to range from 0 to 200 millimeters of mercury, going in 20-minute increments. So every level on here is 20 millimeters of mercury in pressure. It does have 2 different modes you can choose from. You've got mode A and mode B. Mode A is going to be a sequential mode, so it's going to fill a chamber, start filling the next chamber, and then deflate the previous chamber. Mode B is going to fill the entire boot and then release it all at once, and then fill the entire boot and then release it again. So those are your different options you have to choose from. In order to change the time, it's really easy. You just push these arrows back and forth. You can go anywhere from 5 minutes all the way up to an hour. If you want to adjust the pressure, it's really easy. You just press this plus and minus here. It goes from 1 all the way up to 10, and to change modes, you just press which mode you want there. Now you do have the ability to adjust the pressure slightly within each individual chamber. So if you press on the 1, 2, 3, or 4, it'll change to either a plus or a minus, or you can put it back to the number again. So when it's just on the number, it's going to fill with the pressure level that you've selected. If you select a plus for that chamber, it's going to go 5 millimeters of mercury higher in pressure just for that specific chamber. If you want it to go 5 millimeters of mercury lower just for that chamber, you press it to the minus. So you can control that within 5 millimeters of mercury either direction for each individual chamber. So you can have a little bit of a variance depending on which chamber you want to adjust the pressure for. So when you are ready to get started, all you have to do is go ahead and hit the start button. So I'm going to go ahead and just go ahead and hit start so you guys can hear the pump. So it takes about a second and then it does start. I'll hold this near the mic so you can hear how loud it is. It's relatively quiet. And as it's filling here, it's going to start filling with my feet and then progress up towards my thighs. Now, what I didn't mention with the boots earlier, that there is 5 different sizes available from extra small all the way to extra large. Now this whole system is controlled just by this individual pump unit, but there is a Bluetooth app as well that you can control everything with. So I'll talk a little bit about the Bluetooth app at the end, but with this being a battery powered device, the battery life on it is going to be around 2 hours, and that's going to depend on how long of a session I'm doing and what pressure settings I have it on. Again, the session time can go anywhere from 5 minutes all the way to an hour, and your pressure can go from level 1 all the way up to level 10, which is basically 0 all the way to 200 millimeters of mercury. Now, it does come with a case. The price point on this is $995 for the boot set, and that does include the case, and it comes with a 2-year warranty. It is an FDA Class 2 medical device, so you know it's a really high quality device. It's approved to use in the medical setting by the FDA. Now, a few things about this that are different from the Regen system. One is just the amount of control that you have. So you aren't able to go down and control every single chamber. You do have a little bit of tuning you can do with the plus or minus 5 millimeters of mercury, but you can't individually turn off chambers at all. You have 2 less modes, and you don't have an awesome function that they have called Rapid Deflate. So what the Rapid Deflate function is on the Regen, it allows you to just pump all the air out of the boots really, really quickly. Whereas these, as soon as I'm done with the session, it's just gonna naturally deflate on its own. So you see the boots here, they're starting to fill up pretty well. I've got 3 of the 4 chambers filled. So it's got my foot, my calf, and my knee, and it's filling my thigh right now. And again, I'm doing mode B. So as this is filling, what I'm feeling is just a tight squeeze all around my legs. It's a very even squeeze. And as soon as it fills up this chamber, it's gonna hold for a few seconds, and then the whole boot will deflate. Now, a couple other things to mention, that they do have the 2 other attachments that I mentioned earlier. So they do also have an arms attachment and a hips attachment. While I do have those, I'm gonna do a separate video with those. So if you're interested in specifically seeing those, keep an eye out for a video just reviewing those. The weight of this whole device is 4 pounds. And yeah, just overall, it's just really relaxing. So once you got your session set and you're ready to go, just kind of turn it on and lay back and relax and let it go. But because I am going to sit here for a while, I'm just going to go ahead and turn the system off right now, and then I'll regroup here and talk a little bit about some of my thoughts on the system and what I like and what I think they can work on. So that's just a quick look at the Rapid Reboot Genesis, and if I were to speak on a few things that I really like about it, I think the first thing that I would mention, and it may be irrelevant, but it looks cool. It looks like a very well-developed piece of technology. It looks very modern. It looks like something that I would expect for this type of tool. The second thing I like is the size of the device. It fits very easily in your hand. It's not a really big thing that needs a handle or needs a separate system to be plugged in. I love that it's battery powered. I think the user interface on it is one of the better interfaces that I've seen. It's just very simple to use. It's just very touch, quick hit. This is what you want to do. This is what it does. I love that it comes in 5 different sizes. I think it's really important that when you're going to have a pair of boots like this, that they fit right. Having something that's too big or too small just takes away from the effectiveness of the recovery routine. I love that they have the compatibility with all their attachments. I mentioned earlier, there's other systems where you have to buy the elevated system in order to get the additional attachments. Not the case with Rapid Reboot. Any of those attachments will work with either the Regen or the Genesis. And the last thing that I really love is that it comes with a case. I think that's probably one of my biggest criticisms of some of the big players in the compression boot space, is that they don't include a case. So Rapid Reboot includes a really nice case no matter which package you buy. And I just think that's important. If you're gonna be spending over $1,000 on something like this, the least they can do is include a case, even for the simple fact of just keeping everything in one space together. If you're not gonna be traveling with it, it's just nice to have it all in one space. So thumbs up to Rapid Reboot for that, and just really enjoy this. Now, me personally, I'm a bigger fan of their Regen system just because of some of the capabilities that it does have. And I think that's probably the few criticisms that I have for this device. And the first would be that I wish it had a little bit more precision. The fact that it only goes in 20 millimeter of mercury increments. Now, you do have a little bit of flexibility with the 5 in either direction, but I do wish it was just a little bit more dialed in, and the Regen has that with 20 different levels. I wish that there was a couple more modes. You only have mode A and mode B here. Again, the Regen solves that. They've got 4 different modes on it. I wish that it had some chamber control. So again, you do have the ability to kind of tune in to each chamber here with the plus or minus, but the fact that you can't individually turn off a chamber, again, something the Regen does. And then lastly, just I wish it had the rapid deflate function that the Regen has. It's something that I wish all compression boots had. Just once you're done with it, you do have to wait for kind of gravity to just let the air out on it. So having a rapid deflate function to just suck all the air out of it just makes the packing up process much quicker. But some overall thoughts for the Genesis system, I think it gets the job done. If you're looking for a system that's just gonna flush your legs and you maybe don't need all the bells and whistles, but you like the ability to have a touchscreen interface and an app, then I think this would be a great solution for you, especially with the fact that you can get those additional attachments with it. I think it's a fantastic option. If you have some questions about this system, go ahead and drop them in the comments down below. If you like this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel. I like to do review videos like this all the time of new products when they hit the market. So keep an eye on my channel. If there's a product you're looking to see a review for, there's a good chance that I'll have it in the future. Otherwise, that is the Rapid Reboot Genesis. That's a review. Enjoy your recovery.